Hey everybody, how we doing today?
Good morning, everyone.
Joe here.
I'm Kevin.
Uh, season two. We really, honestly, I've been thoroughly enjoying this season a lot.
Yeah, I think this might actually be, in terms of the writing and the depth of the themes they're exploring,
Mhm.
better than season one. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
we've had some huge payoff moments in season one, especially the finale. But
Yes.
but I really think as far as the progression of the ideas of the show, I feel like season two really is where it's hitting its stride a lot.
I think so. I think the last episode might have been the best episode of the series, with the whole with the actual representation of the train cars.
Right. I don't think it's been the best of the series. I still think the season one finale was
Well,
that's gonna be hard to beat
for me,
for me.
for me, it's in top five for
Sure.
sure.
No, it was a great
Certainly,
episode, right?
certainly of the season so far. It's,
Sure.
it's the best
Of
episode.
this season, yeah,
Um,
I really enjoyed the manifestation of Michael's burgeoning humanity a
yes.
little bit. Like when he apologized to Chidi, he seemed to feel actual remorse for the first time,
Mhm.
and he didn't know how to handle it. He was like a child who can't deal with his feelings, so he was kind of covering up with like bad behavior
He's
as
getting
all
closer
kids
and
do.
closer to being a human, which is
Right? Yeah,
actually really cool.
exactly.
But for me personally, I think season one, I enjoyed that because I was
Sure.
blown away each week by
Yeah,
each
no, yeah,
revelation.
the cliffhangers in season one when you didn't really know where the show was going were are standout all time on a television series
But
for sure.
I agree that this season's probably stronger,
Sure.
and I'm very curious to see like what the payoff is going to be at the end of the season because we still have two additional seasons after this. So we'll see what happens. Honestly, with Janet, we have some really interesting stuff happening. She's losing her thumbs.
Yeah,
She's
that was
rebooting.
really strange. I don't know what's going on with it. She's behaving outside of her parameters, and we
Yeah.
know that every time she's rebooted, right, she grows a little bit from previous experience,
Mhm.
and we know that in episode two alone, she was rebooted like 800 times. Um, and so we don't know psychologically, emotionally, and intellectually where Janet is right now. It's possible that she's got strong feelings for Jason because remember they were married at one point. Even though she didn't really know what that meant, there could be a jealousy thing while she's doing marriage counseling
Well,
with Tahani.
I was wondering if that was going to come back at all because like they haven't addressed it yet at all. We're about to start episode 6,
Right.
and no mention
No.
of Jason and Janet
Sure.
whatsoever.
But this also might be a show that I mean, obviously they're playing the long game on a lot of things.
Yeah,
That could be a payoff that happens in season three or four, if at all.
kind of like cheating Eleanor as well.
Right. Yeah,
But,
for sure.
but I don't know because like each each different try, if you want to call it that, what would you call that? Each time he snapped his fingers, each snap, I
It's
guess.
just a reset. Yeah, he's called it a reset. He's reset.
It kind of exists in its own universe.
Sure.
So the fact that him and Janet were together, I mean, maybe that's just done.
It might be, but I don't feel like anything is done. I feel like I see what you're saying. Like,
There's a lot of carryover.
yeah, there obviously is because they got faster and faster, right?
Yeah.
The harder Michael tried to make it for them to figure out that they were in the bad place, the faster they got at it. Jason did it once.
Yeah.
It was impossible to fool him. It didn't take nearly as long. I guess some of he said one ran like 10 months and one was almost immediate.
Yeah, which just
11
walks in.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I do think that there was a lot of carryover. In the season two premiere, we saw that Eleanor wasn't the same person, even though she went back to the beginning, right?
Sure.
She didn't get drunk, even though that was the expectation. She wasn't as awful. Tahani was more outspoken. Jason was more outspoken, and Chidi was way more decisive. Right? He was supposed to waffle between two women for eternity, or at least for months and months, and he made up his mind in like a day.
He did.
Which was exactly what Michael didn't expect to happen. So with the carryover, I think at some point, right, we've got to get into
I would like
Janet
that.
and Jason. You know,
Personally, I would
think.
like that.
Right.
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, it's okay. All right. We should go. We get started here.
We should. If you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel. If you find the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we have coming your way.
If you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or watching, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. On all shows, including The Good Place, we're at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we are on YouTube. So if you finish this on YouTube and want to keep going, that's the place to do it. You're going to have to sync and watch along on your own DVDs or Netflix or whatever. You're only going to see and hear us because of copyright law.
Yes.
And we're also watching 30 Rock right now on Patreon as a Patreon exclusive.
To activate your Janet, press nose for 3 seconds.
Okay.
Darcy Carden is underappreciated in this role, by
Really?
the way.
Hello, I'm Janet.
I really need you to
No.
shut
Oh, he's
This is
stealing her.
stealing
Yeah,
her.
that's
Okay,
right,
yeah,
stealing her,
yeah. The Janet warehouse.
Just
walked in and stole her? It was that easy? You didn't have to choke out an angel or anything?
Doors were unlocked, no security. Let's try that thing again where you pretend to be a good Janet, okay?
Marshmallows and your dad's salty nuts, you fat stink!
Oh my
Oh,
god,
wow. So no.
that's haunting.
Yeah. I like the extreme they went with that.
Yeah.
Are you saying that because you're glitching
The
out?
neighborhood is in danger of total collapse.
Let's run a full diagnostic, Janet.
You got it. My user
Oh
manual.
my god.
Okay, let's get started.
It's like she's an Apple product.
Really not compatible with other software.
Yeah.
Janet's experiencing a slight technical issue.
Ew, what's wrong with it?
Oh,
Can't you just reset these things? What do you do again? Oh, it's the ears, yeah? It's down, down, out.
Vicky, can...
It's like you're begging me to tell Sean that you're incompetent. Begging. I had this great idea the other night, thought it was worth exploring. Picture this. Needles.
Wonderful, wonderful, so
So like
smart.
acupuncture.
Yeah.
Needles, yeah, run with that.
I bet it is. I bet it is
Taking
acupuncture.
it. That'd probably stress him out.
Isn't this great?
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right,
Yeah.
great. And still no blood. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, what's next? Summoning and retrieval. A 14-ounce ostrich steak impaled on a giant novelty pencil that says, "Lordy, Lordy, I'm over 40."
Here you go.
Janet is processing or disseminating information that is incompatible with objective truth.
Is he lying? Knowingly, anyway?
I told you a lie that first day we met. I'm Michael, a good place architect,
Also, he lied to
one
her.
of the
yeah.
best, top notch. You're in luck here.
I don't know. I don't know if this is it. This might be misdirect. It could be the Jason thing, honestly.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Lied about who I was and what we were doing, and then I lied a billion more times to support that first lie.
I like that he's feeling actual guilt now.
Yeah, yeah. He feels for Janet,
Yeah.
who is an Alexa.
Why would it only be starting now?
Well, that's a good point.
I think
I
it's
know,
Jason.
right?
Be available real soon.
Cool, because I'm just so freaking excited because Tahani said she's never had jalapeno poppers.
Whoa, whoa. You two are sleeping together?
Only when we're done having sex. Anyways, can you help us?
As soon as Michael puts me back online,
I think it's jealousy. Yeah.
Yep, there we go. There we go.
We got robbed! They took the walls, they took the floor, and we were standing here the whole time?
Jason.
This guy who plays Jason crushes this every time.
He really does.
Let's
Yeah.
walk through what just happened. Jason and Tahani came in, revealed the crazy fact that they're now in a relationship.
I suppose after 802 reboots, I must have gained the ability to lie. That's fun.
Problem isn't me lying to you, but rather you lying to other people. Like when you said to Jason, I'd be happy to help you and Tahani. That was a lie. You weren't actually happy to help them because you're in love with Jason.
Yes.
Say what now?
You bonded with Jason. The two of you got married, and I think somehow you're still deep down in love with them.
But I am happy for them. I am. I am. Am I? I am. I am not. I am not.
Maybe you falling in love with Jason was some sort of mutation that then was amplified with each reboot.
You have to kill me, Michael.
Janet, I can't reboot you. That will just intensify your feelings for Jason.
I'm saying set me to self-destruct.
No.
Yeah, don't do that. I don't want to lose Janet.
She can be launched into space through an interdimensional suction tube or eaten as a midday snack.
I'm very high in
God.
potassium.
A new Janet will need to be procured in order to return the neighborhood to functionality.
He's definitely becoming more of a person.
So is she.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
Big
Yeah.
time. Should be
Sorry to interrupt, but you didn't give me a heads up about this new Vicky torture, the one with the
Oh my
needles.
God.
So, you know, just walk it off.
We don't have
I
any of the
would
regular
love to
cast
walk it
except
off,
for
but my
really a little bit
feet-
here.
Yeah.
Have needles in them.
I won't feel any pain or anything.
That's so.
I love that he's having a moral dilemma here.
Yeah. it's a good continuation of the last episode.
Yeah,
It
for
really is.
sure. Michael's really growing.
No, wait. Oh, this is all wrong. Pudding restaurant? What even is that? Pudding won't work. Janet, what's a food that people think they enjoy, but that's also kind of a bummer?
Frozen yogurt.
Oh, yes!
I don't know what just happened, but I'm happy you're happy.
I like frozen yogurt.
I did too. I would rather have ice cream, but
Yeah, sure, of course.
It's dangerous, is what it is. Vicky could find out, and then the plan, the whole plan, it's bad for the plan.
He's in denial, isn't he?
just tell Jason and Tahani what happened.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to explain them right now.
What are the reasons?
They're reasons, Janet.
Okay, but what are they?
The reason is friends.
Oh, nice. By the way, Ted Danson is crushing the emotional
Yes.
range of this role.
You're my friend, Janet. That's why I can't kill you. We have been through
so
so
good.
much together. Truest, my most loyal friend. I can't
Oh,
just
oh
get
my
rid of
God.
you.
That was so nice of you. I'm glad you said that.
Well,
Me too.
I mean, that's a human problem. So maybe we should consult our most problematic human.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
you're
sure.
going through is something every person has gone through.
Not a person.
Actually, right now, you kind of are. The best move is to get another dude and just go to town. Rebound guy.
Eleanor told me that instead of being sad, I should go get it, girl. So I'm going to go get it, girl.
Get what?
Unclear.
So yeah, you're right. She's definitely becoming more human herself.
Yeah, big time.
I'm gonna go to my void for a little while. I just need to spend some time alone and focus on myself.
Take all the time you need. Janet, who's that man?
This is my new rebound boyfriend, Derek. I made him.
Is that Jason? What's his name?
Hi, I'm Derek.
Yeah, Jason.
it is.
I don't know how to say his
Yeah,
last
I don't
name.
either.
My first time making someone, so he might be a little bit off.
Look,
I'm just
this
gonna
could
call
be
him Dennis
please put
Feinstein,
that
'cause
down.
that's what
This
I know
could
his
be
name as,
very
yeah.
dangerous. It shouldn't even be possible.
He's insane.
Yeah, he's
He's one of the actors. He reminds me of like Eric Andre, like when they're just like constantly way top. But
yeah,
I
he's
do
always
enjoy him.
he's always on. I've seen him in a couple things. I saw him in an independent film that he played the lead in. I can't remember what it was called. It was a journey movie, you know,
It's like
expecting road trip movie.
2012.
Yeah.
that era. He was
Yeah.
like really blowing up. You know.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
And obviously Parks and Rec.
Sure,
He was
The
fantastic.
Cologne
on.
guy.
Yeah, the Cologne guy, Dennis Feinstein.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, Michael Schur show. So I'm glad that he's.
yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Yeah.
up here.
Man, this was such a great Michael episode
Yeah.
again. Ted Danson, you know, we talked before about how Kristen Bell is asked to do a lot of heavy lifting in this show, right?
Sure.
You are in a different realm on a different plane all the time.
Yeah.
Same thing with Darcy Carden, right? She's got to do so much heavy lifting in so many different ways. But Ted Danson probably has the toughest role on the show, right?
Probably. I mean, yeah, especially this season. I feel like
For sure, yeah.
I mean, because he's asked to do a lot more. I feel like the first season was much more supporting.
Right.
Obviously, he was there. He was prominent.
Sure. Mhm.
But this season, like you're main cast now, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's really about his journey in a way.
This season is definitely about his journey.
We joked about in the last. Well, not we joked. We talked in the last episode how it felt like a bottle episode.
Sure.
This legitimately was.
This was a bottle episode.
This
It was Michael's office with,
Yeah.
with just basically two cast members and a couple of drop-ins.
And I loved it. It was
Yeah.
so engaging. It's a conversation between Michael and Janet the whole time. We got an appearance of, I guess, everybody.
Everybody very briefly,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And I was actually deeply moved by the
Yeah.
Michael and Janet conversation. Like, I
I
can't kill you
was
because
too.
you're my friend. Like,
Yeah, and that was and it was a really sincere, dramatic performance from Ted Danson there,
actually,
which
yeah.
we don't get that often,
No.
just because of what he's asked to do usually, and he was perfect in that. Whatever that's the beauty of this show for him. Whatever Ted Danson is asked to do on this show,
Yeah.
he nails it, and he's asked to play all different kinds of beats on this show.
It doesn't feel like a stretch either. Like,
No.
it's completely believable. Like,
Yeah.
it's not. He's not
Yeah.
overreaching or overextending at all.
It's like he's playing multiple characters almost because he's
Yeah.
kind of asked to here,
Well,
and he
it
just
is.
crushes it. Yeah.
Because I get the sense that, like, whenever we get to flashbacks to him, wherever they're developing the
Evil
good place,
Michael in the bad place.
but he's kind of
boardrooms, yeah.
out of his element, you know.
Sure.
He's not the most liked guy there.
Doesn't seem like
Everyone
it.
kind of like doubts him, you know. So he has to play that aspect of insecure.
Sure.
when he's there, he's got to be fake nice Michael,
Right.
then evil Michael. There's so many
Right.
different layers to the character.
And now it's Michael who's actually trying to grow from a bad person into a good person.
Lost Michael.
Yeah, it's
Existential Michael.
and he's crushed it every single step of the way. I feel like it probably gets said a lot, but I feel like this is absolutely a perfectly cast television show.
I think so.
Start to finish with every cast member, even in the supporting roles. This has been perfectly cast.
Yeah, even the cameos. Like I loved Adam Scott last season.
I hope we get him. Trevor, that his name?
So great.
Yeah, I hope we get more of him.
So great.
Yeah.
Adam Scott's amazing. But you're right. I just love that each episode we could get random characters like
Sure.
Tahani's sister, even Chidi's friend with the boots.
Right.
They're perfectly cast and they're
man.
memorable.
Sure.
Like there's no forgettable character on the show.
Yeah, and by the way, I was watching because I'm loving New Girl so much. Jake Johnson's got a podcast that's fairly new,
Oh, cool.
and Darcy Carden was a guest on there, and even he was like, "By the way, I called her Darcy because of the apostrophe," and she corrected me really quickly. It is Darcy because I guess they did a movie together. I don't know what it is, so that's why I was like, "Okay, it is." Me watching, I was like, "Okay, it is Darcy Carden."
Yeah.
Then.
It's a Darcy.
Yeah, well, I kind of was too. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's Darcy Carden.
It's an interesting way to spell it.
Right.
So
But no, this was a good episode to really highlight those two performers and how just freaking talented and multidimensional they really are.
easily going to be a top 5 or 6 for me because this is going to be a standout. It's so memorable, so sincere, and I'm a sap, so I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, no, that was legitimately touching when
Yeah.
when Michael had to not just come to grips with the fact that he actually felt emotionally connected to Janet, but then to turn around and have to express it to her because she wasn't getting it.
Well,
that was beautiful.
it's interesting that she actually feels something now. Like this machine, she's a machine basically,
Right.
but she can now feel love and emotions like towards Jason of all people.
Sure, yeah,
But I'm glad that they're addressing the fact that her and Jason were a thing.
right. And I thought they would. I didn't know it was going to be this episode.
I didn't either.
but- Right.
We get lucky sometimes.
Right.
We really do.
But yeah, by having basically this demon and this robot, right, have this show, this episode here by themselves, ultimately, you kind of have this exploration of what the show really, again, like we said before the episode, of what the show is really about. What does it mean to be a person? You know, and all of the good and bad that kind of gets dragged along with that, about how difficult that is. And this is an episode that shows two people who aren't people that are, begrudgingly becoming more like people, really struggling to come to grips with what it means to carry the baggage of being a person.
Sure. And I don't know if that's because humanity rubs off on them or what.
I mean, they're going through the motions,
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
and kind of stuck doing it. But it's the thematic significance of this show, like. It's a comedy that never forgets to be funny. This was a very funny episode, of course, but really, really sinks its teeth into its thematic significance. I absolutely love it.
It's a sitcom that has no business being as funny or as smart or as good as it really is. It's so freaking good. Guys.
Yeah, and that's why I'd be mentioned before. I'm really reluctant to call it a sitcom because I don't feel like
it's really not.
It's not a sitcom.
It's on paper maybe, but it's just not the case.
Yeah. A sitcom to me feels like realistic setting, job, house, apartment, and you drop zany characters in and watch what happens, right?
Yeah.
But this is obviously something different. It's not a realistic setting. It's not a realistic scenario. They're in the afterlife.
It has some of those beats though, right?
No, it has
job.
right. It has characteristics of a sitcom, but
it's evolved. And it's,
right. I wouldn't put this in the same category as Friends or anything like that, even remotely, because they again just really structurally not the same thing.
Sure.
All right, we'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.